I am the city, all right? You save your dime. Fairy lives don't matter today.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the scripted Netflix shows and movies we were most excited to see until they actually aired.
I mean, these people are horrible, but I like money, so.
Number 10, The Gray Man.
They didn't tell you who I am, did they?
They never do.
I'm Sierra 4. I sent you out to kill one of your own.
Centered around an ex-FBI agent on the lam, on paper, The Gray Man seemed like it was going to break records. It had popular performers like Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans, and big-name directors behind the camera.
Hey, Sunshine. Lloyd Hansen here. I'm the one running this op.
What up?
The one where I get exactly what I want.
I'm a little unclear as to what that is.
Netflix even poured a ton of money into both the film and advertising budgets, proving how much faith they had in it. While it did get tens of millions of views in the first day, some didn't find it as remarkable as the trailers had made it seem. For a project with this much star power and money behind it, there was no room for error. Despite making a big splash at first, it has unfortunately faded into the background amongst their more popular releases.
Boring. You do.
Number 9, Marco Polo.
I'm giving you freedom. But the walls of my kingdom stretch beyond the horizon. Do you understand?
This series follows the famous explorer in his youth. It was originally supposed to be aired on cable, but ended up being picked up by the streaming service instead for nearly $100 million.
And the higher fees for more traffic, more customers, more money. Yeah?
That price was practically unheard of for television and was enough to pique people's interest. However, that quickly ebbed once it started airing. While the casting was solid, many found the concept to be unimaginative.
They are ready, yes, Gritkan. But only if that battle was closer to home.
First impressions are everything, and the lackluster pilot was enough to turn people away. While the second season was met with a better response, the company decided against renewing it for a third and pulled the plug, but not before suffering a huge loss in profit.
I will obliterate your wall. I will take your fraudulent crown, and I will spike your corpse to the gates of my new palace.
Number 8, The Cloverfield Paradox. The success of 2016's 10 Cloverfield Lane left fans excited for more of the franchise. However, when Paramount watched the movie, they weren't impressed and sold it off to Netflix in January 2018.
Please, don't break up on me, baby.
As such, it didn't have a traditional marketing campaign. Rather than gradually building up anticipation, Netflix went big. A surprise trailer dropped at Super Bowl 52 on February 4th, 2018, and the film premiered on Netflix just hours later.
We trusted you for 2 years, Smith!
It was a bold move, but it wasn't enough to make the film a hit. It was viewed by fans as a disservice to the previous movies, with the plot and special effects specifically being called out. It was a shame, given that it would have helped keep a beloved franchise alive. Number 7, Hoops.
I'm not your friend. You're a crazy-ass teacher with zero boundaries.
Netflix had seen previous success with adult animation, so it's easy to see why they thought Hoops would be a hit as well. It focuses on a school's struggling basketball team and their chaotic coach. While the cast was talented, with new girl actor Jake Johnson at the helm, it wasn't enough to make it a success.
You guys are such idiots. There's no way this kid is mine.
Are you serious? He's exactly like you, Ben.
Viewers felt that the writing leaned too heavily on swearing and crude humor rather than just making good jokes.
It's kind of cool, actually. You're like more mature.
Oh, more mature.
The fact that the plot was thin at best also didn't help. While it had potential, it unfortunately couldn't live up to the success of its predecessors. It was canceled after just 10 episodes.
I feel like you're judging me.
I am.
Oh, so I was right to feel that way.
100%.
Number 6, Emily in Paris.
You don't speak French.
Fake it till you make it.
During the pandemic, people were craving a form of escapism while being stuck at home. Emily in Paris seemed like the perfect solution. A show about a young woman finding herself while in France was a great setup for a coming-of-age narrative. Unfortunately, the audience realized soon after starting that this show wasn't going to cure them of their wanderlust.
Because this city is filled with love and romance and light and beauty and passion and sex, which are clearly things that mean nothing to you.
There were several things that threw people off, from the portrayal of French culture to Emily being extremely out of touch. The audience found her unrealistic and unrelatable. What could have been the next great sitcom ultimately ended up as mostly just a guilty pleasure.
He's donating a dress to the AFL auction.
AFL.
American Friends of the Louvre.
Oh, God, the last thing the Louvre needs is more friends from America.
Number 5, Bright.
You want bodies on the street? Huh? All of LA on fire. This is like a nuclear weapon that grants wishes.
It can be easy to let high hopes get the best of you, and that was definitely the case when it came to Bright. The studio had a lot of faith in the project, to the point where they were willing to sink $90 million into its production.
That is a magic wand, and you don't know how to use it. You're gonna kill us off trying.
It had an interesting concept, and attempted to showcase both the buddy cop and fantasy genres in a new light. Unfortunately, things didn't pan out the way they had hoped. The movie was met with immediate criticism, from the poor world building to the failed attempts at commentary on various social issues.
Shut up! This ain't no Uber, man!
Don't tell Nick to shut up. He's a person too.
While executives had been considering turning Bright into a franchise with its own universe, the unexpected negative reaction quickly put an end to that idea. Number 4, Space Force.
Good luck with your retirement kick. And I say that facetiously, because you're a crook and a womanizer, and I hate your guts. God, they felt good.
A satirical take on a real branch of the military with the same name, this comedy starred Steve Carell as General Mark Naird. The program was met with a mixed response. While some responded well to the satire, others felt that it was too heavy-handed. As time went on, the show seemed to be recycling the same joke throughout the episodes. While Carell and John Malkovich received praise for their work, everything else ultimately fell flat.
Don't put too much pressure on the act itself. Arousal is birthed in the brain.
I can't tell you how creepy it is to watch you say the word arousal.
People felt that it relied too heavily on the topical moment that inspired it, rather than the characters or plot.
Dr. Mallory is in the process of doing these calculations by hand. So this whole thing may come down to the wire.
Done.
Oh, good, you got it. Great.
Number 3, Disjointed.
That I am strongly considering pressing assault charges.
Really?
Yeah.
You want everyone to know that a martial arts instructor got his ass beat by a stoned old Jewish lady?
This one had everything it should have needed to succeed. A unique premise, a live audience, and of course, Kathy Bates. The sitcom centers around the owner of a dispensary finding success after marijuana is legalized. It utilized various artistic mediums, from standard live action to animated scenes depicting a character's trips. It even had a built-in demographic of stoners eager to watch.
7.
Out of 10?
I don't know, I just know it's really good.
Unfortunately, while the idea was fantastic, the execution fell short. Viewers found the jokes to be predictable and not as smart as they could have been, and Disjointed was discontinued after only 1 season.
One of the most exciting things about working in the cannabis space is the opportunity it affords female entrepreneurs. Which brings me to today's strain, Eve's Bush.
Number 2, Red Notice.
Here's the thing, though. You're putting me in a bit of a pickle with this, because without proper identification, how do I know who you are? And for all I know, you could be the bad guy, and I could be the other bad guy.
While having huge stars in your film is a great way to reel viewers in, it doesn't mean it will keep them fully engaged. Red Notice stars established actors like Ryan Reynolds and Dwayne Johnson working together to pull off a heist. The studio was so certain of its success that it sank hundreds of millions into the budget. The response was incredibly divisive. While fans loved seeing the two titans on screen together, critics felt the opposite.
Bulls have terrible eyesight, but they can sense motion.
You're thinking of Jurassic Park.
No! I saw a nature documentary starring David Attenborough.
You're thinking of Richard Attenborough from Jurassic Park.
To them, the movie was more of an opportunity for the company to flex its wallet and its ability to cast A-listers rather than a quality story.
You lost, and I won.
We
won. Together. Friendship. Teamwork. It's called the moral of the story.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Iron Fist.
And who the hell are you? Maybe you want to test me and find out.
When it comes to a franchise as expansive as Marvel, the standards are high. The studio's become known for their intertwined stories and universes. Netflix has also had a great streak of interconnected shows, such as Jessica Jones and Daredevil. However, they couldn't seem to catch that same spark with Iron Fist.
You have an extraordinary opportunity here. Don't foul it up.
There was a lot of excitement among Marvel fans around the hero getting his own series. That is, until it actually came out. Many found that it lacked intensity and entertainment value, and that it simply couldn't measure up to the other Marvel shows. In the end, it felt like a genuinely interesting character had been wasted.
I don't even know what I meant to be. How are you gonna help?
Which Netflix release do you feel didn't live up to its hype? Let us know in the comments below.
What I do can't be taught.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.